Chapter 884 of One Piece is out, so if you haven't checked out that chapter yet, I suggest that you do so, because I will be spoiling you. Now that you have, let's begin. So yeah guys, complete erection, I think would be the phrase to describe my reaction to this chapter. I have, or so they say, surpassed my limits. Plus ultra. But no, seriously guys, this chapter was pretty much everything that I could have wanted. We got more on the Luffy versus Katakuri fight, explanation for what was going on, a little bit of Luffy beatdown, a little bit of Katakuri beatdown. The end of the chapter tied up some holes as well. The chapter didn't feel too short, and there's no break next week. But anyway, let's just dive right into this. And so near the beginning of this chapter, Luffy clarified something that we had observed in the previous chapters whenever Luffy first attacked Katakuri, which is that it seemed as though Luffy, even while using Haki, didn't seem to make contact with Katakuri's body. And this was explained in this chapter as Katakuri using his ability to see the future, using his observation Haki, rather than being intangible like a Logia and immune to armament Haki, he just moves his body away from the attack. I actually heard several people speculate this, including Pharaoh's Base I believe recently. So essentially what we have learned is that what truly makes Katakuri special above anything else is his observation Haki. And so we also learned how Luffy was able to get hits in on Katakuri despite his amazing observation Haki. Katakuri revealed that observation Haki does not work when a fighter is not concentrating or when they're not focused. This was also another win for theories. As I said in my first reaction to the last chapter, we have seen instances in the past where observation Haki users, their abilities don't work when they're flustered or when they're not focused. I believe the most recent example was Queen Otohime from Fishman Island, who, as you will know, got shot shortly after the documents trying to get the Fishman up into the surface were being burned, and this is despite her observation Haki. So all of this makes sense. So right now we're being presented with the impression, now that Katakuri has regained his composure, that Luffy doesn't really have a chance anymore. Katakuri can see the future, so how can Luffy possibly ever do damage to him again? Guys, I want you to know that I feel as though there is still more here. As I said in my first reaction in the last chapter, there have been other instances in which Katakuri's observation Haki seems to have failed. And this is while he was composed. If you're looking for some possibility of how Luffy may be able to compete with Katakuri still, right now, I would look towards the limitations potentially of Katakuri's future sight. He may be able to see the future, but what does Katakuri see when he acts on the future that he sees and in some way changes it? This is verbatim what Capone told Katakuri back in chapter 864. All you can do is see a bit into the future, but it doesn't matter because everyone has the same power to change it. And so some of you might be wondering, JB, why is it that you are trying so hard to justify Luffy's chance of winning here? He has no chance. This is Katakuri. There's no way. It's over already. And guys, what Sanji said at the end of this chapter, to me, reads essentially like a Katakuri death flag. Pudding was concerned that Luffy was facing 1v1 versus Katakuri, somebody who has never lost, and Sanji says, I guess today will be his first loss. It's okay, let's focus on the cake. I honestly think after Sanji has said this, that it would almost be a plot twist if Luffy were to lose. I have never heard a line like this that I recall, and then Luffy failed to deliver afterwards. And so yeah, the chips are down. This strength mochi that Katakuri showed in this last chapter was so impressive. Gear 4th got shook. No question. But Luffy's been in situations like this in the past, and he's found a way to overcome it. I'm just saying that with this line from Sanji at the end of this chapter, you should, if you weren't thinking it before, you should even be thinking it more now. How is Luffy going to overcome Katakuri? Luffy right now can clearly surpass Katakuri's mochi powers, as well as his superior armament Haki. The one thing that Luffy needs to overcome is his observation Haki. If Luffy can manage to do that, Katakuri is very, very beatable. But anyway, focusing on the end of this chapter, it has been additionally confirmed that there will be some sort of huge battle take place in Chocolate Town. We know pretty much that the Vinsmoke are going there. Oven is already there. Oven may also get reinforcements from other Big Mom pirates. And Oven isn't going to interrupt the cake baking for now. The Big Mom Pirates expect the rest of the Straw Hats as well as Luffy to eventually arrive on Chocolate Town as well. And let us not forget Capone. It's gonna be lit. And I want to stress just how important it is that the Big Mom Pirates are not aware that Sanji is helping Pudding make this cake. If they were aware of this, there would be huge problems, but because they are not, then it isn't until these other groups arrive on Chocolate Town that something will actually happen. Sanji and Pudding are now aware of the rest of the Straw Hats' intentions to meet them on Chocolate Town. They also have access to intel from the Big Mom Pirates. So Sanji doesn't actually have to leave the kitchen until it's absolutely required. And so I can already tell that there's a huge group of people that are thirsty. They're desperate for a Sanji vs. Oven fight. This is almost exactly the same as the people who are thirsty for a Sanji vs. Daifuku fight. At this point, it doesn't seem like Sanji fans really care. They just want Sanji to fight and beat someone. And so Sanji vs. Oven seems about as likely as previously what I thought about Sanji vs. Daifuku. It's a good option, and I think it makes sense in several different ways. There's not a lot separating the two fights in my mind. There's some people out there who are even speculating that Sanji is going to beat them both, and beat others as well. But I still strongly feel as though there's still conflict that needs to occur between Sanji and his brothers. And so if you allow me in a moment just to speculate, we know pretty much that the Vinsmoke are heading towards Chocolate Town right now. We don't know when exactly they will arrive, but I think that we can presume that they might arrive before the Straw Hats. We also know that the cake should be finished in roughly a few hours, long time before the Straw Hats arrive in Chocolate Town. So if the Vinsmoke do arrive, what they will be met with is Oven, assuming that they arrive quickly enough to beat whatever Big Mom Pirate reinforcements might arrive. And all they would need to do in order to encounter Sanji is defeat Oven. And if you have no idea why it is that I would speculate this, I will include links in the description for those series regarding Sanji versus brothers, which you kind of have to watch in order to not view me as a lunatic. Or maybe you'll view me as a lunatic after watching it too. But I really feel as though if you're actually looking for a hype Sanji fight, in which he's essentially by himself, the best case scenario would be if the Vinsmoke arrived sooner, defeat Oven, and then encountered Sanji. Because as of right now, Oven isn't going to attack him. And if Big Mom Pirate reinforcements arrive, then they aren't going to attack him either. And if it takes until the Strats arrive in Chocolate Town for a battle to break out, then Sanji would just be part of the group, not the major emphasized battle. But don't worry, I say this while realizing there are still several possibilities. It's possible that Sanji and Pudding with the cake decide to leave their shelter. And obviously if Sanji appears in Chocolate Town, the Big Mom Pirates are going to have a problem with that. It's also possible for Capone to arrive before everyone else. Capone looking for Chiffon. And if Capone ends up fighting the Big Mom Pirates outside, Chiffon will want to intervene, and it may force Sanji to intervene. These are some possibilities as well. It's such an awesome time in Whole Cake Island in my opinion. You have Luffy versus Katakuri. While I might believe that Luffy may actually defeat Katakuri, there's still a lot of ambiguity. You have what Sanji and Pudding are doing in Chocolate Town. What might occur there is still very open-ended. You even have Big Mom, who's not doing what she's supposed to be doing and is off attacking Nuts Island, again offers many possibilities. I don't think I've been this excited since before the Tea Party. But real talk though, very, very curious as to what will happen with Big Mom. If it just ends up that Oda sidetracked her for plot convenience, then I think I might be a little underwhelmed. But then again, I'm not sure what else he could do with this aside from make this Whole Cake Island go in a direction that really no one has seen coming. Because remember, the objective is to feed Big Mom this cake. So unless Big Mom takes her ass over to Chocolate Town, then the Straw Hats would have to go find her. And she's even attacking a village right now, which the Big Mom Pirates should not be okay with. So most likely Big Mom currently should be diverting at least part of the Big Mom Pirate forces. Mondor absolutely clarified in this chapter that Big Mom destroying Nuts Island is a huge problem. But anyway, aside from these big topics, other things that we learned in this chapter is Pound finally arrived in Chocolate Town, tried his very hardest to meet Chiffon, and failed miserably. Poor guy. As well as it is confirmed, another theory confirmed in this chapter, that the fishmen were in fact the ones to take care of the seafloor Dendenmushi. And Praline specifically is singing to them all in an area, preventing them from doing their jobs. So these Straw Hats will continue to bypass the Big Mom Pirate security network. But yeah, guys, I thought that this chapter was absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait to read the next one, and I am so grateful that the next week is not a break. But anyway, let me know what you thought about this chapter. Let me know if you noticed anything that you may have missed. Share your thoughts. Like the video if you liked the video. Dislike the video if you disliked the video. Subscribe if you want to be notified for my future content. And as always, guys, have a wonderful day.